If you were wondering how I suddenly upscaled my map animations dramatically from video to video, it's because I switched to Remotion, and I'm going to show you what that means. This here is my Remotion studio. And since Remotion is here in Zurich, I thought I'd introduce you to the people behind it. Who are you and what do you do?
My name is Jonny Burger. I'm the founder of Remotion and the chief hacker behind the software. Maybe this time a little better. Now I felt a bit of pressure because like, how is this gonna change everything? I'm like, oh. No.
What is Remotion?
Remotion is a motion graphics editor, one of a new kind, which hopefully you can interact with an agent, but also by writing code, or just traditionally by dragging things around in a canvas.
So this is what the studio looks like. On the left, I have all of my animations, my preview, and at the bottom, my timeline. And here you can see that we're loading some vector data from MapTiler as a base map. The river is a custom GeoJSON file that I pulled. I could also source it from MapTiler's data. And all of this is conversationally animated, meaning that I ask my agent to do certain things, to pull certain data, or to use the data I had available, and it does it. The other thing that's super handy is that it will animate on my request automatically in 16:9 and 9:16. So I have the same animations available for shorts or for horizontal video. It's also really great at transition animation. So for example here, this was created in Comfy UI using the Comfy MCP, where I threw a prompt at Seed Dance to compare the Grand Canyon with the Yarlungsangpo. But it's not possible. I wasn't able to do it in a single shot, so I created two different passes with two different start frames, and I wanted to cut smoothly from one to the other. And so here we recreated something called the push cut, where it sort of pushes in and zooms into the frame and adds a blur to go into the next clip, which is pretty great. So to get started, you can, if you're using a desktop application like the ChatGPT desktop app, you can go to plugins, and Remotion has a plugin here that you can install and continue. I personally used a terminal or Goose, and Goose, for example, is the same. You would install the Remotion skill from a documentation and get started by something simple like animate this. I've also prepared some skills for you. So here you have the map explainer skill, which explains how the skill works, what it's doing, what data it's loading from MapTiler, and how it's animating. So this one out of the box should get you pretty far. I've created a lot of robustness for some small bugs that I picked up along the way. There's a 3D flyover. This one was a lot of work. It uses Cesium primarily to position and move the camera. And for the terrain data, I also used Cesium. And for the satellite layer, I used MapTiler, MapTiler Space Map, because it's really, really high resolution. If you were to go over a city, the data and imagery come from Google photorealistic MapTile. So you'll need an API key, and the instructions for that are also in the skill file. To give you a practical example, a couple months ago, Schibsted, one of Norway's largest media companies, open sourced a GitHub repository called Videofy Minimal. And what it does is that it helps their local newsrooms transform text articles into short-form portrait videos. And they use Remotion to handle local rendering, composition, and previewing. It's made the creative process a lot more